So my son decided that he wants to say hi, right? Because he's over there crying in my background while I'm trying to tell my story. Say hi, Nas. Say hi. Say hi, Papa. Say hi. You don't want to say hi? Hey, you don't want to say hi? Say hi to YouTube. Say hi, YouTube. Hi, YouTube. Hi. Hi, YouTube. Hey, beauties. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button at the bottom. Don't forget to click the little bell so you could be notified when I have new videos. If you're old, thank you for returning back and showing your girl some love. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Now, let's get into this video though, alright? So as you can see by the title, this is a story time about the time that I found out that the dude that I was talking to had 3 girlfriends. Like, that shit was crazy, alright? So if you want to hear this story, make sure you stay tuned, alright? I had this here in for a month now. I don't know how to do freaking closures and baby hairs, and like, no lie, that should be taking me like fucking 2 hours just to glue my legs down. Why? I don't know. So anywho, let's get into this video. So this all happened back when I was in high school. I was talking to some boy named David that I met through, you know, my cousins or whatever. We ain't gonna use no names, so we just gonna call him David, alright? I ain't trying to get in trouble. I ain't trying to hit none of that shit, you heard? So David, I really like David, and David really liked me, but for whatever reason, like, he would not like go out with me. So we was just talking, right? Like, he said that he just broke up with his girlfriend. So I was so confused because I knew I was the shit, and I'm just like, I wasn't used to like no guy turning me down that I wanted. I wasn't used to that. Like, the guys that I wanted always wanted me back, so I was a little confused, like, why he didn't want me. But I was just like, you know, it is what it is. Eventually he kind of got on me or whatever, so we started messing around and shit. But again, he still would not make me his girlfriend, and I was just like starting to really feel some type of way about that. So I get home, because I used to stay in trouble when I was in high school. My mom put me on punishment for everything, yo, I swear to God. But so I'm home one day and I found out that he actually has a girlfriend. Now, this is the girlfriend that he had prior to me even meeting him. So apparently him and this girl, they've been together for a whole year. So he lied to me, is what I found out. He really did have a girlfriend, which explains probably the reason why he didn't want to talk to me, or, well, go out with me or whatever, because we still talked. I didn't know he was in a relationship or whatever. He hid that. So I found out that he had a girlfriend. Then I was just like, oh, okay, well, you got a girlfriend. You know, I don't do that. So I backed off. I just deaded that whole situation. But mind you, he was still on my body though. So one day, you know, we out in, I'm with my cousins or whatever and a couple friends, and we on our way back to, you know, back to the Bronx. Some of them was going to Harlem. Like, we all headed back to the city. So this David gets on a bus a couple stops from like his house. So he didn't get on the bus like at the stop that's by his house. He got on a bus a couple stops after his house. He get on the bus, I see him, I'm just like, yo, what you doing? But then I see some girl that he was with. If I like you, I'm on your body. If I like you, I'm gonna do my research. I do more investigation than FBI, okay? So I'm gonna find out who you are, where you from, your birthday, your name, all of that. So I already knew who his girlfriend was. I already knew what she looked like. I already knew her name, all of that. So this girl that he got on the bus with, I knew for a fact was not the girlfriend that I know he had. So I'm just like, who's this? Mind you, she did not, like, she wasn't even pretty, none of that. Like, I look way better than her, y'all. Like, she wasn't even pretty. I give credit when it's due, alright? If you a pretty girl, I'm gonna tell you that you pretty. There's no hate in my blood, none of that shit, you heard? But this girl, she wasn't all that. So he's sitting in the front of the bus with her. So again, I found that strange because me and my cousins and the friends, we all in the back of the bus watching him. He see us, we see him, but he's sitting in the front of the bus. So I was like, oh, so he gonna act like he don't know nobody. Her. Later, he comes to the back of the bus, want to say hi to everybody. So when he gets to me, I roadblock that shit. Like, don't say hi to me. First of all, you seen us when you got on the bus, and you acted like you ain't know us. And number two, who the fuck is this bitch that you just got on the bus with? But I kept my composure. I was like, alright. But as soon as we went our separate ways, yo, this was back on MySpace days, alright? I went on his MySpace. I went through all his friends, yo, all his friends, trying to find out who this girl was. Because I needed to know, like, I needed to know who that girl was. And something about me is when I'm dedicated, I am dedicated. Like, I won't sleep until I get the answer that I'm looking for. So I went through all his friends on MySpace trying to figure out who this girl was. So boom, I find her page. I click it immediately. Like, I don't waste no time, y'all. I click her page immediately. Next to her picture, if any of you guys remember how MySpace was, you was able to customize it and put like all types of captions, and you could put a big ass picture next to your profile picture, write all the words if you like use like Photo Bucket or whatever type of editing app that we had back then. Like, I don't remember. But next to her profile picture, she had his picture mad big, like mad big. And it's like, oh, I'm gonna call her Lady and David, and they had their date or whatever. So I'm like, wait a minute. First of all, this date that she had on her page, it was after his girlfriend. This is a year later from his girlfriend's date that they've been together. And then this is like maybe 2 months, I think, after I met him. So I was like, wait a minute, now this is 2 girlfriends you got? So I'm confused, y'all. I'm confused. Mind you, girlfriend number 1 and girlfriend number 2 had the same name, but like a different like different letters or whatever. So one's name was, let's say, Stacy, and girlfriend number 2 was Casey. Like literally the same name but different letters in the front of their name. So Stacy's girlfriend number 1, Casey's the new girlfriend that I just found out. So I was like, yo, you got 2 girlfriends? Like, that's crazy. So I'm just like, wait, so you dubbed me? You dubbed me for Casey? I was just like, wow, this boy got bad taste. Like, and I'm just like, yo, you really a player. Like, you got 2 girlfriends. Like, you really a player. Like, I was so shocked, y'all. I couldn't believe it. First of all, it broke my heart because I really like David. Like, I'm not gonna say I was in love with him, but like I was like in lust with him, y'all. And it really broke my heart that I had to find out that way. Like, you know, sometimes God, like the way he worked be crazy. Like, I was at the right place at the right time. Like, what a coincidence that was, that we on a bus and he just so happened to get on the bus and with his girlfriend Casey. Like, what? Like, it was such a coincidence. And it's just like, but it happens for a reason, because now I know why. Now I know why he wasn't trying to like make it official with me. But the way he was a player is like, none of that even mattered. So maybe that wasn't even the reason, you know? I don't know. After I found out about Casey, I like all the way backed up. Like, I didn't even want to be his friend at that point. Like, cause we were still like cool. We were still cordial. We were still friends or whatever. But like after that, I didn't even want to be his friend. One thing about me is like, if I'm hurt, I want you to hurt too. That's just the Scorpio in me. I'm a Scorpio. I hold grudges. I'm top 5 king petty. Like top 5. I am petty. I don't care. I hold grudges. I don't care. So you hurt me, all I'm thinking about is I gotta hurt you 10 times harder. Like, that really bothered me. Like, it really bothered me. I got this god sister who is a troublemaker. Like, that's my sis though. And she loved, like, if you knew me growing up, you know that if my god sister fight, I gotta fight. That's just the way we grew up. One fight, the other gotta fight. And unfortunately, my god sister was always fighting. She was always fighting. So I'm always fighting. So she likes trouble. She all the way with the shit. She want all the smoke. She not scared of nobody. So we was bored one day in the house, and she decided that she was gonna go on my AIM cursing people out. Back then it was MySpace and it was AIM. So my AIM was popping. I had mad people on AIM that I used to talk to, mad guys I used to like talk to cordially, not like that, like just talking, because I ain't take nobody serious like that. Like, you have to get really lucky if I actually took you serious or even talk to you. Like, I really did not give a fuck about no guys, like, word. So anywho, so my god sister, she just going through my AIM, cursing everybody out, cursing mad random people out that was on my AIM, and we just getting a kick out of everybody's responses. Like, mad people was like cursing her back out and shit. Like, they was getting so tight, and it was just so funny. Like, we was cracking up. So just to like be funny and fuck with this girl, yes, I was feeling salty. I told her to, you know, hit up Casey and, you know, curse her out or whatever. So she hit up Casey, and Casey didn't even entertain the bullshit. She was just like, yeah, so that's it, that's all you got? Like, make me laugh, make me feel some type of way and all this other shit. And I'm like, oh, nah, this bitch is bold. Like, everybody else would have just violated and cursed my god sister out or whatever, but Casey, she wasn't even like thrilled, like, at all. She was just like, that's all you got? And I was just like, oh, I like her. I like her. I like her. I think she wanted to be in a Scorpio too. I don't remember. We was like 15 or 16 when all this happened. Yeah, I said 14. I was like 15 or 16 when all this happened. 16. Because this happened the year after I met him. So, yeah, so I'm 16. So, you know, we stupid bored in the house or whatever. I'm like, oh, I know somebody that you can hit up, because I'm feeling salty. I know somebody that you can hit up. I'm like, oh, hit up David. Curse his ass out, because I'm feeling some type of way. She cursed David out, and David wasn't giving the responses that we was looking for. Like, everybody else cursed us out. But David, he was just like, oh, who is this? You shouldn't be talking like that. Like, you shouldn't be cursing and this is that and the third. And I'm just like, nah, this whole situation. Like, this shit is whack. Like, this shit is whack as fuck. He's not giving us the responses that we want, so it's no fun in that. My god sister, you know, I knew her username on AIM, and I knew her password, because, you know, I could sign in the same way she could sign in to my shit. I could sign into hers whenever I felt like it. One day I just got this idea that I really wanted to fuck with David. I hit up David on my god sister's AIM, and I hit him up pretending to be like some freaking dirty ass smut. If you from New York, you know what a smut is, alright? So I pretended to be this dirty ass smut just to fuck with him. Just because I really wanted to know, like, just how nasty this nigga is. Like, how deep are you willing to go just for some you heard? So I hit him up off my god sister's AIM. And I'm like, hey, like, what's up? So he's like, hey, who's this? He remembered who we were from, like, the last time when we cursed him out. And I was just like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, you know, sometimes I just like to, like, I don't know, whatever excuse I made. Sometimes I just like to bother people because I'll be bored or whatever. So he's like, it's okay, whatever. So I was like, oh, what's your name? Where you from? Just asking him all types of questions, and he's answering me. So I was just like, yeah, so, you know, I've been watching you. Like, I know you from MySpace or whatever. And I think you cute. And, you know, thinking about, I want to mess with you. Telling him like, yeah, like I think you cute, and like I think we should talk, I think we should kick it. And he's like, oh, like I don't even know you, and you know, but it wasn't like, oh, like he's really trying to back off. Like he was still talking, and I'm like, I knew that he wasn't gonna let that shit go. Like he was kind of intrigued by the conversation too. So I dug deeper, like dug deeper. So I was just like, oh yeah, you know, I got like 50 yo, I swear I was gassing this whole situation, y'all. Oh yeah, I got like 50 bodies, and I like to F a lot of niggas, and this, that, and third. And he was still talking, like he ain't dead the conversation, none of that. So he's like, so I told him like, yo, like I want to you. So he's like, what? Like I don't even know you. And I was just like, if I send you a picture, like you gonna see how good I look, and then you gonna want to be interested in me. I had an ex-boyfriend or whatever that, you know, after we broke up, he got into a relationship, and his new girlfriend, I thought she was very pretty. Like I said, I give credit where it's due. Like if you pretty, you pretty. My ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend, like she was very pretty. So I decided to, cause I'm like, all right, this dude, I know he's from Harlem or whatever. So I'm like, I know for a fact that he's not gonna know who this girl is. So I took her pictures and I sent it to him. And then of course, he seen the pictures, gaslight, like that was it. We started talking. So he's like, oh, where am I from? So I was like, oh shit, he's from Harlem. So I can't say nowhere in Harlem. I gotta say somewhere from like the Bronx. Like I'm from the Bronx, I know every hood in the Bronx. So I was just like, oh, I'm from like 153rd and Cortland. Like I literally had to think of something that I know for a fact that he's not gonna know nothing about. So I'm like, yeah, I'm from 153rd and Cortland, and you know, like I like dudes and yada yada yada. So he's just like still intrigued by the conversation. So I'm just like, yo, you want to come, like pull up? And he's like, pull up? Like again, he's like, I don't know you. And I was just like, damn, that's crazy, because me and my girlfriend's here, and now I done got a girlfriend now. I done put in the situation. I'm like, yeah, like I got me and my girlfriend, we just chilling here bored, and you know, we trying to eat, if you know what I mean. And then he's like, oh, like where you live at, like how I get there? I was like, what? So mind you, I'm just like, ew, like this dude is really nasty. Like this dude is really nasty. It's like, yo, I hit you up from a random ass aim. You talking to a girl. I done told you I got 50 bodies. I done told you that I like to fuck random niggas. I done told you I'm a smut and all types of nasty shit. And you still intrigued by the conversation. That means you a dirty ass nigga. So, but I continue talking, because now I'm just like, now that I see that you a naive type of nigga, now I'm just gonna start fishing for information, see what I can get out of you. Because now I need to know the truth. Since you that dumb, let me fuck with your mind. He was trying to figure out all different types of ways to get to 153rd and Cortland. But then I was just like, you know, I had to like dead that. So I was just like, oh, you know, it's too late or whatever. I signed off on him. So I signed back into this and maybe 2-3 weeks later, I done forgot that I'd even hit dude up. But let me tell y'all, as soon as I got on that aim, my god sister's aim I'm talking about, David hit that aim up immediately. Like he wasted no time, y'all. I wasn't even on there for a minute, and he hit up the aim like, hey, what's up? So, you know, I had to pretend, because I had to get back into character. You gotta remember everything that you said. You gotta remember all the stuff that you done talked about. You gotta remember your character. So I had to get back in character. So I hit him with the like, who this? He's like, oh, this is David. Okay. I'm like, bro, you gotta be more specific. So he's like, oh, you don't remember we was the last time we was talking, you was talking about like you wanted to me? And I was just like, So I was just first, like, the real me, I'm just like, yo, you what? But the fake girl, I'm just like, you gotta be more specific. I tell mad niggas that. You know how many niggas I be telling I wanna fuck? Like, you gotta be more specific. So he was like, oh, you know, we was talking about how we was gonna do the threesome, and like I was gonna come to your house and you and your girlfriend, and we was gonna do this and we was gonna do that. And like, he was, you know, when I tell y'all, he was relaying the whole conversation that we had. I was just like, yo, where's the water? My nigga, you thirsty. You is thirsty. Where is the water for you? I was just so disgusted. Like, I was so disgusted. Like, but I stayed in character. So I was like, oh, yeah, I remember you. I remember you. We started talking or whatever, because now I'm just like, you know, I told him like, oh, yeah, that offer expired. Like, I'm not interested anymore. But I was just like, but what's up with you? And he's like, you know, nothing, chilling, whatever he said. So I got down to the dirt. Like, forget all this other shit. Now I got you right where I done reeled you in. Now I got you right where I want you. You know, let's get down to the nitty gritty. I had to like ease my way into these questions. So I had asked him, I was just like, oh, like, what's the craziest places that you had sex? And he, you know, he told me, and he's being honest with me and stuff like that. So I think he doesn't know me, so he's gonna be honest with a stranger. So I'm asking him all types of questions, like just really trying to get as much information from him as I can get, like, because the fact that he was just so open to a complete stranger, and that he was so willing to have sex with a girl that admitted that she fucked like 50 dudes, it just goes to show, like, you really a dirty nigga. Like, I was so mind blown. Like, I could not believe that, you understand? Now I'm just like, all right. So I'm like, oh, you got a girlfriend? And he's like, yeah. So then I'm like, you had a girlfriend and you was really trying to come fuck with me and my girl? And then I was just like, ew, you grimy. And I was just like, that's crazy, but whatever. So I was just like, oh, like, how many girlfriends you got? This mother effer, I think he said, no, I don't think I asked him how many girlfriends he's had. I think I asked him what's his girlfriend's name. Mind you, like I said, I know Stacy and I know Casey. So then he's like, oh, my girlfriend's name is Jasenia. We gonna say Jasenia. I'm like, Jasenia? I have to go back to my records, like, I don't remember that being any one of the girlfriend's names. So I'm just like, wait the fuck a minute. My nigga, you got 3 girlfriends? So I was like, wait, now that's crazy. So I'm like, not Stacy, not Casey. Who the fuck is Jasenia now? So now I gotta ask some more questions. So I'm like, Jasenia. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, how old is she? Where's she from? So he told me how old she was. She's from New Jersey, and just telling me all types of information. And I was just like, wow. Like, I was just, I could not believe it. Now, mind you, while I'm talking to him on my god sister's aim, he's also talking to me on my aim, like my real aim. And he's in my, like, I stopped talking to him. I stopped talking to him not long ago. Like, the minute I found out that he had a girlfriend, I stopped talking to him on that level. I still liked him, but I stopped talking to him on that level. And then when I seen that he was with Casey, like, that really hurt me. So I didn't even want to be his friend anymore. Like, I just told him, like, yo, you mad grimy or whatever. And I don't want to be bothered with you. So, like, I was pissed off. And he knew that I was pissed off, so he kept trying to be my friend. So now we at this point where he's talking to me on my god sister's aim, and he's talking to me on my real aim. And on my real aim, he's begging for me. He's begging for me to, he's like, oh, like, I'm sorry. He doesn't know that I know about Stacy, Casey, or Justinian. he doesn't know this. I ain't gonna tell him that. To this day, I think to this day, I mean, I told him eventually, like way years later, but at that time I didn't tell him. I just let the game play. I wanted to see just how far this nigga was really willing to go with this bullshit. So I'm just like, nah, like I'm good. So he's like literally begging me, like, I'm sorry, like I'm a changed man, and I'm just like laughing, like, are you serious? You're a changed man, but you're sitting here talking to some random ass bitch talking about you got a girlfriend. So I was just like, and it's not the girlfriends that I know. So I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? Like, it just opened my eyes. Like, I swear to y'all, it opened my eyes, because I was that young, and the fact that this guy really tried to play me. He tried to play me. But what happened was I played him. You understand? I found out the tea. Like, I found everything out. You cannot bullshit a bullshitter. I found everything out, and he thought that he was gonna play me. I thanked him, like, later in life when I did tell him. He already know what's up. Like to this day, he already know what's up. But I thank him, because if it wasn't for that situation happening, I would not be who I am today. That shit really opened up my eyes. Like, yo, like, this man has 3 girlfriends. 3 fucking girlfriends. Let me tell y'all how petty I am, okay? So, I had befriended Stacy's best friend. At first, we was beefing because that's a whole different type of situation. But I can't really tell that because that's not my business. But me and Stacy was beefing. I mean, not Stacy. Me and Stacy's best friend. We gonna call her Mercedes. So me and Mercedes, we had a little issue. Like, I had to hit Shorty up, like, yo, what's good? Like, you want to fight? And she's like, because, you know, she was antagonizing somebody that I knew, and I wasn't feeling that shit. I don't do that. I don't like bullies. So I was like, yo, what's up? You want to fight? So she's like, nah, this, that, and the third. Like, oh, whatever, whatever. So I was just like, oh, alright. So that person that I had hit her up for wind up dead in the situation. So stuff like that gets me tight, because people know how I am. Like, I can go from 0 to 100 real quick. I get tight real fast. And the last thing that I like is when people get me amped up, and then now when I'm involved in a situation, you retract from your situation. Now I'm stuck being in beef, or now I'm stuck having an issue with somebody because now you no longer have issues with them. That's what I be telling yo, like, leave me out of your shit. Like, don't involve me in your shit. Like, if you got a problem with somebody, you deal with that. Unless I know it's serious where they about to jump you, do not call me, do not tell me. I don't want to hear none of that. I'll listen to your situation, but you're not gonna get a reaction out of me. Not no more. We wind up talking over the course of a couple months, and you know, we got really close. Not close where we're like friends, but close where, you know, I could hit her up and, yo, how you doing, how's your day going, So when I found out about Stacy, Casey, and Jasenia, I decided to play a little game because I was pissed off, and I really wanted Stacy to know. Like, now I don't know, I'm much more mature than I was back then. So now I don't know if I did the right thing or not. It depends on, I guess, who you ask or whatever. But at that time, I wanted Stacy to know, because I feel bad for her, you know. I could relate to her. You know, she was really in love with him because I checked her MySpace too. And she used to talk about him all the time on her MySpace, and I was just like, you know, I feel bad for her because she was so in love with him, and he straight dogging her behind her back. And I wouldn't wish that for no female, like no woman, not even my enemy. I would not wish that on nobody, because niggas is really fucking dogs out here, and I don't appreciate that. I don't like that shit. I don't tolerate cheaters. I don't tolerate players. I don't like none of that shit. So I just felt bad for her. I'm like, Mercedes, I'm tight because I just found out that David has 3 girlfriends. Mind you, she doesn't know that I know that she's Stacy's best friend, right? So she thinking that she's fishing information out of me, but really I'm just handing it to her. Like, I'm just giving it to her. She thinks she's playing me, but really I'm playing her. So I'm like, yo, I just found out David has 3 girlfriends. Like, that's crazy. And she's like, what? She's like, how you know? So I told her, like, yeah, like, you know, this is that and the third. And she's like, oh, like, what's their names or whatever? So I'm like, oh, you know, some girl named Stacy, and you know, some girl named Casey, and then Jasenia from New Jersey or whatever. So she's just like, that's crazy. And I'm like, I know, right? Like, these guys are so crazy. These guys are so nasty. So then she's like, yo, that's crazy because Stacy's my best friend. So I'm like, no. Yo, I'm just like, no way, are you serious? She's like, yeah, that's my best friend. So I was just like, Mercedes, you cannot tell her. Come on now. I know damn well she was gonna tell her. At least I would hope that you would tell your best friend, especially something as serious as that. I was counting on her to go run back and tell Stacy. So she's like, oh, this is my best friend. So I'm like, no, oh my god, like, I didn't know that. I was just like, damn. I was like, don't tell her. So I knew she was gonna tell her. So literally, like clockwork, she told Stacy what happened. Stacy broke up with him, and he felt some type of way that I told Mercedes about him having 3 girlfriends. And he went and told, like, my family and, you know, the friends that I knew, like, oh, I better not ever show my face back to, you know, his hood. I'm like, nigga, do I look pussy to you? Like, who the fuck are you? You don't own that hood. I showed up there that same weekend. What's up? I'm here. What happened? Who you telling don't show up? I'm here. What's good? Then as soon as when he see me, it's a different story though. He's like, damn, why you do that? Like on some joking type shit. Like, oh yo, why you do that? Like, that's crazy. And I'm like, no, fuck you. Like, you a player. You mad nasty. Like, that shit was fucked up. Like, I could not believe it. But like I said, like, everything happens for a reason. It's like, it just so happened that me and my god sister were playing this game. It just so happened that I decided to take this game a little further and find out information. It just so happened to be that he was that naive. Like, I really got to know him through my god sister's aim. Like, I thought I knew him, but I really got to know his true intentions, his true character, like how he really truly was as a person. And I was just like so shocked, because as I'm talking to him, he's really telling me, like, literally begging to be with me and telling me how he's a changed man and that he promised things are gonna get better, things are gonna change. And I'm just like, you don't even know what I know. That's the crazy shit. You don't even know what I know. You sitting here telling me like straight bullshit right now, but you sitting here talking to me on my god sister's aim at the same time. Like, literally, I have 2 windows open, one for my aim, one for my god sister's aim, and I'm going back and forth, and you don't even know that. But you're telling me, oh, that to give you a chance that you're gonna change. I was like, yo, niggas is crazy. Like, I swear to god, that opened my eyes. I ain't never take another nigga serious after that. Not until I met my husband. Like, I took my husband very serious. Like, he got lucky. But outside of that, from like that point on to I met my husband when I was 18. It was only 2 years, but them 2 years I talked to a couple dudes, and I got so serious to the point that, like, when a nigga that I was talking to, you fuck up one time, or even if you piss me off, clip, like, dead, that whole situation. And I would have niggas in they feeling so bad because I clipped them, and they thought that I was gonna be sweating them. They thought that I was gonna like care. They thought that I was gonna like be hitting them up and all. Nah, you got the wrong one. Not me. Not over here. I wasn't. You understand? I wasn't doing none of that. I ain't do no chase. I ain't do none of that. I used to have niggas in their feelings about that shit. That shit really, like, it turned me into a whole, like, I was on some grimy shit. Like, I ain't take no nigga serious after that because I was just like, yo, this nigga really tried to play me. And it just really opened my eyes. Like, yo, you could think that you in a good situation with your man, but then you find out that he's living a whole nother lifestyle. And it's like the fact that this nigga was really juggling 3 different relationships and then talking to me or trying to talk to me at the same time. So you was trying to make me girlfriend number 4? No. No. It's not happening. I'm glad I found out when I did, because I would have been so heartbroken, yo. I would have been so heartbroken. So my son decided that he wants to say hi, right? Because he's over there crying in my background while I'm trying to tell my story. Say hi, Nas. Say hi. Say hi, Papa. Say hi. You don't want to say hi? Hey, you don't want to say hi? Say hi to YouTube. Say hi, YouTube. Hi, YouTube. Hi. Hi, YouTube. But yeah, so you know, it really just opened up my eyes to really, you know, like I peeped game, and it just helped me prepare for like my future, you know, because after that no other guy could ever even get the chance to like try to play me, you know. I made sure that never happened again. I was just like, that was literally like a lesson learned for me. No guy could ever play me after that, like. And you know, I think that these type of situations, it's better to go through these type of situations when you're a teenager, because when you get a little older, the heartbreak won't affect you as much, because you done got so accustomed to what it actually feels like to be heartbroken. You know, when you get older, you actually learn what love is, what lust is, what, you know, really liking somebody is. Like, you learn the difference. And I thought that I was in love with him. Shit, I thought I was in love with everybody at that age. Like, literally, like, I still have my freaking journal from when I was in high school. And reading through it, like, I be cracking up, because I'm like, yo, I was crazy. Like, I'm like, damn, this girl was immature. Like, 14, 15, 16-year-old me, I was immature. I thought I was in love with everybody. Like, every guy that I thought was cute, I'm just like, oh, dear diary, me and this person forever. I thought that I was in love with everybody. Like, what? But yeah, like, it really helped me out. But no, I cannot believe this dude had 3 girlfriends. Like, that shit really caught me off guard. But that is the end of my story. Thank you for tuning in. Give me a thumbs up, and make sure y'all stay tuned for the next video. We'll be back. Bye. Say bye, Nas. Say cheers.